guys, here we go down the road at half the speed we need. I say that, but actually this little bike does good. It carries me on down the road pretty good. Can't really complain about it. Can't complain about this weather either. Beautiful sunny day, about 64 degrees. Of course, rain coming. And somebody was threatening me with the 4-letter word called snow. So, you know, there's nothing that a biker hates worse than snow. So, but anyway, we're not here to talk about the weather. So what are we here to talk about? Well, we're here to solve a mystery. And what mystery are we here to solve? We're here to solve the mystery of the name. Oh, the name. Where do you come from? Now, in a comment, one of my YouTubers that came over and found a comment on Facebook left on my post from the first video I shot, which I was on the Midnight Express. And by the way, this bike here does have a name. I call it the Punisher. Has nothing to do with the Punisher skull, I assure you. But anyway, when my cousin had asked me where I was riding that day, and I answered, and someone messaged me and said, okay, hold on, wait a minute, stop. Is that place really real? Does that place really exist? That place that you're talking about, is it actually on a map? Well, yes, actually it is. And it's a place where I was actually born and raised. And in my last video, I talked about riding on gravel roads. This road right here that I'm riding on right now was actually, up till my late teenage years, a dirt gravel road. And this was actually one of the main roads that I had to use to get around. So when I say I rode on dirt roads and gravel roads, this was one of them. And of course it don't look like it's been paved since then, but that's beside the point. But she asked or he asked, is that place real? And I just answered yes. And there was no more about it. And I thought, well, maybe I need to prove it. Because see, my cousin had asked me that day, Greg wants to know where you're riding. And I told her. I said I was riding in Hell's Hollow. And then I was asked, is it a real place? Oh yeah, actually it is a very real place. In fact, if you can see it on the sign there, it actually says Hell's Hollow Road. And if you'll hang on just a minute, let me find the green light. We'll jump off there and I'll see if I can get you a better view of it. Yeah, see, Hell's Hollow Road, County Road 176. Now, the road itself is called Hell's Hollow Road, but in fact, it's the entire area that we considered Hell's Hollow. Hold on just one second and I'll get you a better shot. So as you can see, Hell's Hollow is a very real place. And up that road right there where that car is going is actually the end of Hell's Hollow. And it is in that area that a lot of the moonshine from this area came out of. All old family names in this area, they were familiar with the person who ran the moonshine at the end of that road. I won't never say his name because that, you know, he's no longer with us, and just out of respect for him, I would not do that to his name. But anyway, nonetheless, yes, Hell's Hollow is a very real place, along with another place that is actually very real. Now see, where I come from, Hell's Hollow being the place, the area where I actually grew up as a kid. You would tell people that you were from that area, and there was automatically, in the surrounding area, they would say, oh, you live next to this place or that place. And you would be like, yeah, I do. I live right in that area. So where I come from here geographically, there is a lot of different weirder names, and Hell's Hollow is not the weirdest one. There's actually another place where a gravel road still exists that leads over the mountain into Gilmer County, which is the next county down from us, going south on out of Blue Ridge, called Caches Valley. And I'm sure in the early days there was a lot of moonshine ran across that mountain road. But that was kind of what this area here was known for. It was known for moonshine, and it was known for just not being a very nice place to hang around. Kind of a place that you didn't want to hang around after dark. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to time warp, and we're going to arrive at the next destination that I want to get in on this video today. See you in 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we have made it to the second place. That took a long time, I know, but here we are. The locals will recognize this place just by the road, but we are at what is called Devil's Den Road, County Road 169. Now, this road here, up till just a very short time ago, was gravel and remained gravel until the county actually came through and paved it up so far, and then did what they call chip sealing all the way through. Devil's Den goes up and it actually dead ends, but just the road name itself, we consider that whole area and even some parts of this area out here to be in Devil's Den. But guys, there you have it. I kind of thought that you guys might be interested, because he was interested in knowing, you know, was Hell's Hollow a real place? Yes. Devil's Den is a real place. Caches Valley. There's just a lot of different places that carry a lot of different names around here. And this place I grew up at, guys, and I talked about this before on Facebook. I don't think I ever talked about it on T-Bone's Tender Moments, but my dad rode a motorcycle here, and even up to the 90s, when I was riding street bikes here just as a young kid, it was still at that time considered a very much taboo thing. Just like this gentleman up here on this bicycle in front of me. Only kids rode bicycles, but of course now people ride them just for their health and just for fun and leisure, just like motorcycles. But it was still very taboo to ride a motorcycle, and of course the old stereotype was very much alive, that every man who sat on a biker was automatically a Hell's Angel. That was very much alive, and the older generation didn't play, because there was places my dad would ride, and then when it came to going there and, you know, in our area, if he was going to see somebody, there were certain places that he would either drive his truck or his car, and he would leave his motorcycle sitting. So that tells you, just from a man who was born in 1948 and basically essentially lived in this area his entire life, that even he wasn't comfortable riding his motorcycle to some of these places and around some of these areas. Today though, thankfully, motorcycling has gotten a lot more popular, and there's a lot more people around here who actually ride motorcycles. And they did back then, but they kind of sort of kept toward Copper Hill and McKaysville. They kind of kept toward town. They didn't really venture out into the country too much on their motorcycles, because for just the simple fact of you didn't know if you was going to get shot off of your motorcycle, or you didn't know if you was going to ride across a property line or a situation that you necessarily didn't want to be at, or in a situation that you necessarily did not want to be in. But anyway, you know, in every place, our little hometown here, this isn't just specific to our hometown. I mean, every place throughout this entire country and this entire world has their own Hell's Hollow and their own Devil's Den, and their own places that, yeah, they might live there, but they might not necessarily feel comfortable going around that place or going around those people. And there's still some places like that in this area that, of course, it's for totally different reasons now, but there's still places that, you know, me at my age, still living around here all my life. I've left a couple times, but I've always came back. But you know, there's still some places around here that I won't even go to, or I won't fool with even to this day, just because of rough characters. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of the old attitude, if it looks like trouble, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be trouble, so maybe you just need to stay away from it. So, you know, the best advice that you can take is the advice that you give yourself. But yeah, that's just kind of where I've been with the whole situation. But in this exact area that I'm in, I want to get one more ride in, and I won't be able to get it in today, but on my next nice day, it's just some good back road riding, and I want to take you with me on that ride, because like I said, I've got plenty of places that I can shoot content that's, you know, if nothing else, is just a beautiful ride. But of course, I'm kind of like getting to the point, you know what, I've had some snow, I've had some turkey, I've had some ham, we've had some Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm ready to get on to spring and summer. Now, if you wonder why I'm slowing down so slow going around these curves, the road's still kind of wet because it came a gully washer last night. But nonetheless, you got to be safe. But yeah, so it does exist. So there you go, you see it. It does exist. And this road right here, if you can't tell, you probably can't tell in the video, but this road right here is not very old. It hasn't been paved but maybe 8 years, 7 years, 8 years at the most. And this was a long gravel road that circled all the way back around where we just came from. And if I'd have thought about it, I would have showed you where there is a change in the asphalt, where you can see where they had paved the road to and just stopped and left it gravel for all those years. But yeah, so, you know, we're slowly getting on up to the 20th century. Maybe in another 100 years we'll be to the 21st century, but we're not that far behind. I shouldn't say that. We're not that far behind. But anyway, guys, I just wanted you to come with me and check these two places out. And I've got other places that I want you guys to go with me on, check them out. But I think we're going to lose riding weather pretty well much after today, because it's supposed to rain tonight, and I think the temperature is supposed to drop back down way low into the 30s by Friday, so the weekend's probably pretty well much going to be shot. And my phone is showing that we're actually supposed to get some snow Monday, so Sunday night into Monday I think's where it's at now. But of course, my phone don't never know when the weather is going to be. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the ride and checking out Hell's Hollow and the Devil's Den, because brother, they do exist. Till the next time, this has been the Southern Ride.